First of all, let me reaffirm that road connectivity continues to be the flagship of my programs. Which is intended to serve as a major catalyst for national development. It is important that all of the 15 counties in Liberia should be interconnected by modern roads. This entails the construction of approximately 500 kilometers of paved primary roads, as well as the maintenance of approximately
the rescue mission, finitely to excuse mission. Local in the world. Only access recovery team. Heavy sense of you, my people made mistake. Only countries that are wild, they may not be for the oil to cut down. The reality I am believing. But now, tears in the hole. You want to grow, they may not get out on follow. Could you go? Could you go? Could you go? The rescue mission, finitely to excuse mission. Local in the world. Only access recovery team. Heavy sense of you, my people made mistake. Somebody help me, I talking. A minute, see it again talking. But I mean, come in talking. So you can get me for talking. And I be out, we know that. Or you making it harder. I told the people say he was sleep. All in I believe he was sleep. See you right now, you sleepy. See my people regretting. Why did you regret? I will say that you ain't here, you can't get me. The rescue mission, finitely to excuse mission. Local in the world. Only access recovery team. Heavy sense of you, my people made mistake.
President Bouakai 2025 budget will determine his clear vision for the country.
Okay, sir.
It also includes the dividend on some of these problems. For instance, I know it can be argued understandably that the overpower bridge that the Chinese government is about to build, and they strip the road from Cassidy Boulevard to 12th Street, they were all in the Puebla, that's true. But it was blocked in the Puebla. The President Bouakai's visit to China, reassuring China that when we are taking action on the global stage, we take it with our own interest first as a country, not to please any other person before Liberia's interest, and then people fighting them will join inside and stand.
Just a final question.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
So you see, a visit to the FOCA, to the China Africa Forum, has now got China excited with the new commitment to come do this project. They are in town already. You call the Minister of Public Works, he will tell you the Chinese government don't waste time when they say they want to do something. But when you start on their interest, then you're in problem with them. Now, anytime we want to do anything on the global stage, the first question we should be asking, what's in it for us as a country and people? And if what's in it for us is good as a country and people, if other countries benefit from the trickle-down effect of our vote, okay. But we must never again vote on something that will hurt ourselves as a country and people to please any other country.
That's exactly what you are experiencing in Liberia now. If you don't know, in 2 years' time, Liberia will be worse. Will be one of the worstest country in the whole world. What I mean, worstest country in the whole world. If Liberia will not protest against this government, tell me there is no God. If Liberia will not begin to cry, coming together to cry and said, we don't want you again, leave, resign, tell me there is no God, I will never serve God again. I am a prophet of God, and I'm talking as a prophet. Right? The hardship, you have not seen that hardship now. In 2 years' time, you will see the hardest hardship you have never experienced. Liberia will drink dirty water, and they will be thanking God for drinking. That is the kind of president you have. This president does not have anything. He doesn't have any template. He doesn't have any roadmap for the nation. They just force him there. It was rigged election. Rigged election. It was forced on you people. It was forced to be president. So, and the people who connived to do all of this and put him there, right? US.
You mean US, the United States?
United States. They are involved in this election. I am telling you, not politically, I am telling you spiritually what I foresaw. It was rigged. Totally rigged. And now they have seen it, that this person does not know anything. This person cannot have
their eyes to resign. But this case, watch the process is free. Speaker, he will never resign.
Your statement was very strong, reflecting the light of Speaker Kofa. That was very strong.
He has given us the assurance that we have decided to stay our ground to be behind him. Any attempt for him to resign, his life will be tricky.
That's a threat, sir. In what way, sir?
I don't care. Then he shouldn't play for all of us. You cannot allow us to stay behind you. Then you make mockery all of us. You can't make mockery all of me. You cannot. And I say my statement. So have they reached a number? No, have they reached a number?
Yeah.
So when you just work, you say you get quorum, 36, 37. Here you go from
How was session today, sir?
Our session was fine. As you see, we didn't have a quorum. We are instituting measures to make sure that the people's business will be done by compelling the members who are not to work.
What kind of measures expected to be instituted, sir?
Well, it will be any number. I think we will inquire with them. If we don't have to, if we can't get the requisite number, if we saw the plenary just instructed us that we can use the courts to compel attendance in accordance with Article 33.
We are speculating based on years of experience being here. Circumstances that the speaker are pushed to the wall to resign.
Do I not push to the wall? Do I not push to the wall? No, I'm not pushing the wall. Resignation is not an option. The law is what gives us. If they have super majority, they can have the gavel. If they don't have super majority, they have to count under the gavel.
Thank you so much, Honorable Kofa.
But I tell you this, I still repeat, if the president refuses to change, then the government is in trouble. The government, if you finish this government, let's thank God. Because as from next year, it's going to be fluctuating. And all the people that is in the government, they are liars. All of them. They don't know why they are there. They don't know what they are doing. They don't know the reason of staying in that system. They are just pushing the vehicle like this. They don't know where they don't know where it's going. So the forefathers of Liberia, they are in pains. It's very regrettable. Even the former president, Syphilis, is even regret having this person as a president. So that is just it. They believe that George Weah is too much for Liberia. That is the man who have brought transformation, total transformation to Liberia. That is a man who have turned Liberia to mini London or mini US. And he will have done it in second term. But they didn't understand. They are angry with him. They believe that he's against them. They believe that he doesn't like Liberians. That's what they believe. That's what they believe. You say Liberia will be zero in sports. Zero.
In sports?
Zero. But yeah, go to Nations Cup now. Go to Nations Cup. Let's see. Let me see you Nations Cup.
There was a time when I discovered what we call the cabal. There is a cabal. There are people who stole money in this country for the past 12 years. They are very powerful. More than even the government. Let me tell you something. I did criminology. There's something we call the underground word. And then they call the legitimate word. What the guys can do, the guys who milk the country, they organize under the puppet master of access control. They organize what we call legitimate institutions to exist. They punch the money in there, but they hide their identity. For example, they open 10 companies. One company opens another, the other company opens the other, just like that. Subsidiary. So at the end of the day, you see layers of companies that you can't really see the true owner, but they control at the level, that puppet, controlling the puppets. Now, those institutions employ people in government on their payroll to protect their interests, those who are out there. So if for any reason you are going against this person, there is somebody within the regime that will be unknowingly or knowingly frustrating the efforts to counter that particular person. Another thing they do is they get other people, they get a lot of, you get Facebook now. They get a lot of children, they get $100. Say, my man, $100, $50, $50, buy scratch card. You're just causing the man. You're causing what to distract him. If you want the asset recovery period, you know that on a daily basis I was the subject of attacks. Every day, people owe us. The reason is because they have their tentacles and they have the money. But you and I, our dear brothers and sisters, glorify these people and say, oh yeah, they may get money. Oh, they may get money. But how did they get the money? So the president is an individual. If the president had more than 10 advisors and maybe 20 of them, out of 25, 20 of them singing message say, gee, this is not time. Gee, this is not the time. That may want more trouble. Then wait for time. You think the president won't proceed? He's a human being. There's something we call the French Association, negative reinforcement or positive reinforcement. That's in criminology. They say when you want to do something, your decision or your behavior is influenced by the group you spend most of your time with. The people that are around you have the tendency to influence your behavior because you spend much of the time with them. Sometimes you say, look, I will not do it, I'm doing this one. But at a certain point in time, when you eat certain moves, there are some of those who are very clever in getting to you, say, look, man, chief, the thing you got to do it for the sake of it. They say, oh, okay, well, let me just give you a thought. Very powerful. More than even the government. Let me tell you something. I did criminology. There's something we call the underground word. And then they call the legitimate word. What the guys can do, the guys who milk the country, they organize under the puppet master of access control. They organize what we call legitimate institutions to exist. They punch the money in there, but they hide their identity. For example, they open 10 companies. One company opens another, the other company opens the other, just like that. Subsidiary. So at the end of the day, you see layers of companies that you can't really see the true owner, but they control at the level, that puppet, controlling the puppets. Now, those institutions employ people in government on their payroll to protect their interests, those who are out there. So if for any reason you are going against this person, there is somebody within the regime that will be unknowingly frustrating the efforts to counter that particular person. Another thing they do is they get other people, they get a lot of, you get Facebook now. They get a lot of children, just $100. Say, my man, $100, $50, $50, buy scratch card. You just be causing him, you're causing what to distract him. If you want the asset recovery period, you know that on a daily basis I was the subject of attacks. Every day, people owe us, people don't owe us. The reason is because they have their tentacles and they have the money. But you and I, our lay brothers and sisters, glorify these people and say, oh yeah, they may get money. Oh, they may get money. But how did they get the money? So the president is an individual. If the president has more than 10 advisors and maybe 20 of them, out of 25, 20 of them singing message say, gee, that's happening. Gee, this is not the time. That they want more trouble. Let's wait for time. You think the president won't proceed? He's a human being. There's something we call the franchise association. Negative reinforcement or positive reinforcement. That's a criminology. They say when you want to do something, your decision or your behavior is influenced by the group you spend most of your time with. The people that are around you have the tendency to influence your behavior because you spend much of your time with them. Sometimes you say, look, I would not we are doing this one. But I said, when it's certain move, there are some of those who are very clever. You get into it a little bit. So those were brand.
Okay, so let me say good evening to all of you, wherever you are. It's great joining us again tonight, right here on this very day. And I'm very happy that we are here together. And, we are certainly getting there, and no matter what the circumstances are. But with God, all things are possible. And God is always on the side of those people who stand with his laws. That's what that pastor did not understand. He said, God always on the side of the afflicted. The Zogos could tell you that they are afflicted. Are they qualified for God to be on their side? No. The choice they made is what makes them to be afflicted as they speak. So those representatives that are on our side, they could be in the category of the Zogos. They are afflicted. So you tell that man of God, because he said that God always on the side of the afflicted. So those Zogos, they are afflicted. So it was their choice that took them to that. So those speakers then, they are gaslit, let me say those representatives, they are gaslit people. They are Zogos themselves. Because Zogos don't respect the law. They don't care how people feel about them. They get ready to steal from you. The very Zogo will come to you. That is Zogo mentality in them. So the very Zogo will come to you. You even send them to hospital. This, that, they come back, they steal from you again. They are Zogos. If you look at Zogos and then you want to characterize Zogos and you say how Zogo people can behave, you look at the behaviors of Zogo and apply it to some of these people, I hope that man of God will have looked at them that they are afflicted as a result of their own greed. And as a result of their own terrible dealings. Well, that's why they are where they are. But anyway, let's leave that. And Joshua Green said, I'm going to tell him the color of my light. Okay, they light here, that bright light. In a white light, that bright light. In a red light, that red light, you can use it to go be doing terrible thing in the night. I don't use red light. I don't use blue light. Which one of the light color again they can use for Baba thing? I can't use blue. I can't use red. I can't use what kind of light? My light is bright light. The light that substitutes for the day. That's what I can use. So that you know that I correct light. So anybody can be using all kind of light here. Don't go for the lights. So that's up to all of you. How you doing, students? And all of you are fantastic students. So I want to set up something for you people. So I'm coming. Someone say HD light. Yeah, well, let me set up something here for myself so that I can engage the microphone the best way it ought to be. Egama producers are giving me a small problem with how to set my chair and make my chair to operate. So don't worry, I can set up something now as we speak. Very good. All right. Good. Brilliant. I'm okay now. God is wonderful. I'm in it. Oh, so I way up, eh? Yeah, I put myself way up. So I come in to do something again. Got to give this space so that you'll see my hair good. Okay. I didn't know I'm tall. Anyway, I'm tall, man. Don't worry. We're setting it up. Yeah, I'm a tall guy. I didn't know I'm very tall and huge, fat. Yeah, very huge. I'm a tall guy. I didn't know this. Like now the chair just made me to understand I'm a tall guy. All right, so Saturday it is, and we are right here on this very day tonight. On this very day. Thank you so much for joining us. And we are here. Crown Stopper is proud to be associated with the show and others as well. So we are grateful to the Almighty God. And we think for sure we are certainly getting there. And with God, all things are possible. Tonight is going to be another fascinating night. Sorry for those of you who've been playing this cash giveaway for the last 2 days. We still struggling with the mobile money now. You may be having access to the calls, the voice calls, or maybe the data, but we are still struggling with that. So I think it's a serious problem. So again, for day 2, we suspend and the cash giveaway. That's what I'm understanding from our technicians. So we think for sure we are certainly getting there. All right, so let's start up this class very early so that we can go on. A lot of things are happening in country as we speak. We got a lot of bundles of things that we'll talk about. So God is God, and anyone who lives in God, God lives in you. When I be telling you, say it is God that can be with us. Today, our mothers were able to storm the Capitol building and raising red flag about what's unfolding. Let me say also up to my own son from DTV Online, and who's always relaying this broadcast. So I think for sure it's quite bad, and my son is very fantastic. So DTV Online is relaying this broadcast, and we think for sure we are certainly getting there. There's a police car, another police than use. These students just stop the noise. All right, let's start up. Let's start up with something which, of course, is very important. Today, our mothers were able to go out the legislature. We'll get to that. But before we can get to that, today, Joseph Yuman Boakai, our president, today took a decision. It is not strange though. We told you that Boakai is very much disorganized. Let me tell you what constitutes a true leader. A true leader is one who calculates before he or she takes a decision. Now, if you are a leader and you make yourself to be unstable or inconsistent as a leader, trust is evaded by that. Confidence is evaded by that. Because you will give assurance today and tomorrow you will come back because of your failure as a leader to trust your decisions. Now, as a sound leader, you may not automatically be directly and in a know of some of the people you take decisions on that tend to affect them, but there is also another understanding that those people around you, when your trust level and confidence is built around those people, it is that measure of that confidence that makes it for you to go as a leader to trust other people. So let's take, for instance, there's a young lady who calls me up today and said, look, Eddie, I have a banking opportunity, but they are asking for people to serve as guarantors. Right? Now, those guarantors are the ones who are going to put their everything on the line for you. Practically, the bank may not have known you, but those guarantors are people who guarantee what it is. So, were you to default on something, you go back to those people and deal with them. That's what happens always. Today, it's shameful. We've gone just 10 months. When we told you people that the diplomatic community is not favorable for Boakai, you thought we're lying? Why you think Boakai just been flying here? It's not working. In fact, today, I'm about to play that. You will listen to Jeremy LACC, right? Boakai today, he dissolved members of his diplomatic corps. The ambassador allowed special days, that blah blah blah. How do you call a woman? I don't know what the woman husband said. The other woman husband said was touched or she was not touched. How do you call her? Hey man, that other bread woman there, that faction lady. You know that faction girl. I know that lady or that girl. Oh gosh, this lady. Mandela Cooper. Her guy. I don't know whether you are touched, but let's listen to Jeremy LACC. He's coming to speak today. Then I will also talk about something Jeremy LACC spoke about, especially against the LACC, about saying some things. But let's just have a listen to this. I'd like for us to have a listen to this. Let's listen. We listen to this, right? Listen to this. How many times, JMB, we told you that these things, when they are happening, you people can be cursing us. Oh, ABN is foolish. They don't get sense. They don't get nothing. They don't this, that. But it will come back to the same thing we're talking. As a leader, you make a decision. It doesn't come up. Bloop. So nobody, you're not somebody that anybody can even trust. Because your decisions are not well calculated. You don't even know what you're doing. But hey, yeah, or you put it that you brought a good for someone and say, I didn't want causing people around here. They say the alliance people, and they say they were alliance people. And the alliance people in here, so I think they're sacking someone and they dissolve them. Let's hear out.
Trade and investment representative by directive of the President, His Excellency Joseph Yuman Boakai, or ambassadors at large, special envoys, trade and investment representatives are hereby cancelled with immediate effect. Reappointments will be made based on the country's governance needs for the roles in the current dispensation. The reappointments will also come with clear and specific terms of references and reporting lines within the framework of the country's foreign policy direction. It is important also to state that we ensure that the process will be dignified and that all those who serve will be properly notified and thanked for their respective services to the country. Having said that,
It's a Saudi. What? Yeah? You know, I like how it is operating. Y'all will be causing us in this country. Eh? Why? What we say will always come true. You're not really causing us in this country getting there. There is a president just 10 months. The stealing men are going in this country to tell you that Joseph Boakai does not even care about those stealing men are going on here. What are going? But one thing people are doing out there, they are collecting and putting it in their pockets and they're not sharing with him. So the diplomatic community is a mess. They came to power, they record all of the diplomatic passports, how Joe we are there, we're just getting passport to people all over the place. Yeah, Joseph Boakai here in 10 months. He gave passports to criminals. And the diplomatic community is looking back and say, look, this is the worst we have ever seen. So all the doors are locked. He comes back and said a bunch of criminals that will put there, we got to tell somebody. Now, the entire thing is about to crumble because some of these people that he's treating this way, these are people that he get assurances. So I don't know whether my friend and brother, where is he? Sheikh Kuyate. Sheikh Kuyate, I think you and all your job also gone too because they said all of them decline now. He said you will do the same thing Joseph Boakai did again with the appointment of the head of the War and Economic Crimes Court. He came by and said, oh, that man who was there, you're not correct. So we're coming to do. So every other thing Joseph Boakai ever did in that sound, it had never been sound. Joseph Boakai was just, you see what we call old age. So it's like when the old man tell you, say, please, my son, go and eat my food. Just grab it and eat it quick so that it will finish. Because if that food is still on the table and you came by, the old man will even forget. Because of age now. She will even, because the decision to give you that food is automatic. Joseph Boakai is at that level. So I told you when they later the foreign minister passing all over the place, it's just useless. Nobody. All these people you see around here, every one of them collecting their own, they eating it, they getting eating. Those are the kind of criminal things that are going on. So it's not just local. There is local and international cartel thing that what we are dealing with here as Liberians. Our sufferings will continue. So when do we now have new breed of ambassadors to start building new relationships? So it takes time. You see why this country is not going anywhere now? So 2 years it will take Joseph Boakai to structure his government, to start giving it a face. Because the next batch that coming, I don't know when you will be able to do that. It has to take them months. Because there's no diplomatic confidence that people have in Boakai. So all the ambassador are lying, ambassador this, that, he's saying he cancel everything. I don't know, but the fact of the matter is, it was just waste. That Boakai was just on. You get ready, you turn the other person here, they go, they collect their own money, they eat it. They get ready, this, that. That's how Boakai being spoiled in the country money. Civil servants can get their pay because the people are stealing, getting money and stealing on top of it. So civil servants not getting their pay. So my friend brother and big brother Pierre comes up. That's something good. You can see the stress in his face. With all what God is that. Chief, look, let me tell you something. These kind of early decisions, It doesn't point to sound leadership. You know exactly what's going on. And we knew this is where we have gone. Bawka is not a sound decision maker. His judgments cannot be trusted. All the decisions Bawka had made are always taking the country or whatever impact he intends to achieve in a reverse mode. That's him. Even his own life. The decisions he took on his own life ended up with him becoming beggar. The decisions he took within CPP ended up splitting CPP. The decisions he's taking in Liberia today ending up, Liberians are, you're filling a blank. Whatever you want to put in a blank is up to you, you correct. Whether they're enjoying, you put it there. Whether they're suffering, you put it there. Whether they are dying, you put it there. Anything you want to put in that blank is up to you. But that's what it is. It's up here. Then you had Mr. Pierre again recently. I don't know where I can get our stuff, but I left it. Pierre was very angry with the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, saying, why is it that the LACC must come out with a report and start naming water and sewer corporation and blah, blah, blah too early? So you see how these people are in this country. You know how many other reports that Bawka told GSC, go on there one, bring it, go on there one, bring it, bring it one. They were flushing it all out with no iota. Up to now, all of the other reports that they brought up against people, there is not one person with the exception of removal from people from these positions and suspending them for now. There is no report, cogent report that have tied these people to any crime since Bawka told these actions. 10 months now we've gone. But it was a happy moment. The GSC was being used as a tool to just bring out report, just order report now. The LACC preliminary say, okay, Bawka, you're keen to fight corruption. You say we shouldn't waste time with anything we have. Now we are coming up with the government gets vexed. Why you must come up with the name of these people there as fast as possible? Why you must start calling their name there? Because that the tape off the God. You Bawka, you just got tape up, you took people off jobs. You told the LSCC people, let me say the LTA people, that due to reports available to us, you said report, just report available to you. You said due to reports available to us, we have decided to ask to suspend you and subject yourself to investigation. Is that not what Bawka did, Jeremy Lekpia, my brother? Bawka did that, and you said you are fighting corruption. So what's the big deal? If the LSCC decided to do what they did, what's the big deal about that? You came with the whole thing about your own fight corruption. So we are on it. I don't know. I don't know why you people will always want to or change things around. But you know, my brother, this country is for all of us. This country is for all of us. And you see, when we're ready to talk some of these things, you will sit and say, oh yeah, AB, then this, that, yeah, and that, blah, blah, blah. But for me, I don't get problem with how you feel, how you see things. I don't have problem with it. I don't care about how you call my names. I don't have time with it. You know, the only problem I will have, and which of course, obviously, it's not a big problem that I will not have. I will have with myself is for whatever you're saying to be true about me. That's all. Look, I don't get time for all that thing you can be on. All the thing you're talking, you know, I don't have time for those kind of thing. I don't have time for it. The only thing is I shouldn't ever disappoint the people, which is very much important for all of us. And we're certainly getting there. So no matter what it is, you go or you come down, we are getting there. You know, and I saw something and I want to share with you, my students. The old man here, I said it just a few times ago. So, Pierre, all the things you're doing, it will not help you. You know, to lie and govern is very difficult. I know the transport ministry is shaken as a result of these allegations. The LWSC is equally shaking because of that. So don't get vexed with the LACC boss. When the LACC boss come out with the other report again, former government official, you're celebrating. But when they come out with report again, your owner, you say, why the LACC running with it like this? So wait. So that when the former government official then should come up, then you're wrong with it. Then when you come out with your own, then you get vexed. What kind of people are they in the country here, so? Why you think that one from people? Leave that thing. Look, the LACC, if they want to come up with anything, they will come up with it. And you say you're keen to fight corruption, and all saw you're shaking everywhere here. Yeah, we're certainly going to get there. By the way, that's life. Let's leave that. You know, that's big brother. Then they follow all kind of thing. I think off already. Let me go show you something. There are a lot of stealing going on in this government. Even the old man here is crying in their name now. What the old man? What Bogada not to be old man? I was sorry for her today. And told you, say, for me, I get problem with her. Her own thinking is the same thought of people like Man CC there, or Richard Doe there, Man Eleanor there, Man Water there, you know, all the old man are the same thinking. The only difference about who is that they're making her shame. The only good thing about the old man and Man CC there is that we have made them proud. Now Bwaka is making her shame. So it's getting too shameful in your community. People laughing at her. They say, you say, what they call. So it's like, it's bad for her. I don't get problem with her. She went there with good intentions to say, look, this is my own person that I'm supporting. You know, that is why it is. So let's listen to her. You're looking too sorrowful. And I want for the old man to listen to their friend old man. How their friend old man crying. She crying. She's really crying. That the difference there. She's really crying in her own. And let me see. The Oma. Let's listen to the Oma. Sorry about that. Let's listen to the Oma. Yeah, it's looking sorrowful. And I told you, the Oma is looking sorrowful, but let's hear her out.
Bwakala Bebe. Bwakana Bebe is on the grounds of the capital.
Yes.
She's kind of in tears. Yes. And so, welcome to Hot FM.
Yes.
So why are you here?
What are you here for? The portrait of honor man, the papa, and less than.
When you talk about papa, who the papa you talking about?
The personal job and how to go in the personal. Just me my water.
Okay.
I'm telling him this morning, when you hear my voice, do that ask. Let it deal with them according to the way. When I hear to come define money now, to steal now. It's too soon. It's too soon. It's too soon.
So who do you think is undermining the president?
They are almost 20 summers. I hear their name ORS, the money I come and radio on here busy. They almost 30 summers people. So my children name be inside. That is the
what do you want to do to the papa?
They want make the honor mine.
Okay.
The stealing, the thing we take against job we are the winners. It's too soon. When you hear me, Johnny Bay, you see the people stealing. Johnny Bay, bring them away. You see our sweet government where the poor one for the woman I win again. Oh, the body that mommy. You say you're not baby. That you're sitting in the wall like that.
So.
What do the one thing from this?
Okay.
What a made this? What a made this? The kind
So who are those that you know that you think want to remove the speaker?
Yes. One of them to call
James Colette.
Yes.
Okay.
He the one with divine the money, the brother to move the speaker. And unlike that.
Okay.
And unless I need to put the way the one put the paper on fire. Let all put it in fire like that.
So you come here to Capital Benin is like you came to support the speaker.
Yes. I came here to support him.
Okay.
Look at the man what they got point every day. And me that they point the man horse. That they point the man horse. They said the money the man from there. Well, the man this. If I money amount I said the money speaker was the thing we say against. So we are man we are. The doing the soon the money like the one that the finish power government.
So Bwaka the not baby. if you are to be privileged to meet the speaker now, what will you tell the speaker? You're not baby.
You my father be baby. It will go by in you. It will go by in your children, your people there. Oh God, the boy making me feel bad. Oh, when people say the boy only there on me, you say the stop working baby. You start doing the baby thing. You are sitting in the world, and that truth, the boy sitting.
So what you make of this, that because of the decision that Speaker Kofa want this parent to be audited, that's why they want to move in.
For what? That one made them make all God boy. Yes, because the way they're not saying against it, I sure that them boy in the main house. Why are they in there for? Divine money on your city. That money is supposed to base on hospital. That money is supposed to pay the people. That money is supposed to buy medicine in the hospital. Then you are taking the divine.
But Bwaka Dana baby. Bwaka Dana baby. Right? You know, the people also accusing President Bwaka that he's the one giving the money for them to remove the speaker.
The line. At the line, the boy line. The one on the man, the president, you know what they call him? A nest of God. The boy not got fear in the heart. They not got fear in the heart. They not fear nobody. They not fear the president. Oh yes, they not fear God. Hey, you be fear God. You can do that kind of thing. I want Papa to move them. Somebody will tell somebody in our ministry. The party will be fear God. The thing they do, the party will not do it. Before you do it, will say, okay, people do it, they call them also. I will not do it. Oh, let go send that party. Let them move that one now.
So, Bwaka Dana baby, I want to ask you this question. So, I want to ask you this question.
Yes.
Now, those that want to move the speaker for no reason or for any reason, what message you got for them?
The message I got for them.
Yeah, what you got to tell them?
Take the money. Let the person put them down. For the ministry, what was some people?
No, but the people that are working here, they're not the president sent them here.
Yeah.
The lawmakers, they're not the president. The representatives, they're not the president.
What?
But they decide to do their own thing.
Okay.
So now, to ask you this question, what you get to tell them?
What they to tell the ministry then? All only farm people, I want for them to hear me.
Okay.
Don't I put our people there?
Okay.
They see what they're doing. That's I want to put them to do it. Another I want to put them to do it. You will put our people that way and vote for them. Me, I never vote for none of them. I will not vote for the president, the other man not working now. The other man not get a job now. The good man not get a job. The point they take the criminal there, they put them there. To get honor the president. Oh, they can
So we are about to leave you. I'm about to leave you. Since you to Capital Building, what message you have for Speaker Kofa?
The message I have for him. Let's be patient.
Okay.
Let my son. And I go to the mail phone before you accept me. The teacher, the priest, are getting through. Tell him, I say, if that man will get power, it will say, I see this. Right? Oh man, move on in my home. But the men never grab me. To take that teacher. If I saw my leg, she will say, oh man, I'm not getting it with you. But the men got good ways. Why are they putting the men down? Let the men have patience. God will marry him. God will marry him. In Jesus' name.
Okay, thank you so much. Bwaka Dana baby.
We're not baby.
Okay.
We're not child. You want to be baby. Now you will be the baby thing. It will go back in your family. Never. It will never.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and so thanks for watching. We have just
Okay, so I just thought to have this played so that you will listen. And whatever we say here, we receive concurrence on a daily basis. Yet, you will say we are liars, but at least people will come not from our own perspective of thoughts, from your perspectives and of thinking, and qualify us as being truth talkers. This old man here, I told you the last time, I was really sorry for her because they're making her shame, and she will get shamed the more. She will get shamed the more. You know, you support people for them to make you proud, but that is not the case. This country is about to scatter. We are certainly on a time bomb. And I'm telling you, I don't know how it will happen, but it is poised to happen, and it will happen. There's nothing that's going to change it because the stage is set for that. And I think the Liberians who are trying their best to reach out to the international community, reporting these lawmakers, one of our Liberian brothers, and I was able to reach to some of the lawmakers, and not lawmakers, international partners. And I think he was able to get just a brief, and I called that very brief conversations happening. And they were able to respond to his text about the corruption situation in this country. They were able to respond to him, and he did share with me that response. I did listen to it. Okay, so this is a response that they gave him. So the guys are writing one way. They are writing all over, reporting the lawmakers about their corruption issue to international bodies, anti-corruption fighters all over. They are reporting all of that. So this is one of the responses that he got today. He shared this with us, and we were able to call him directly and he shared this response.
From Senator Tillison's office. We received your email about a request for an investigation and sanctions on Liberian representatives involved in the alleged pay-to-play scandal. We appreciate your message. Thanks for bringing it to our attention. We will take a deeper look into this issue, and I will pass your suggestions along to Senator Tillis. Hope you have a good day. Thanks. Hi, I'm calling from Senator Tillis's office. We received your email about a request for an investigation and sanctions on Liberian representatives involved in the alleged pay-to-play scandal. We appreciate your message. Thanks for bringing it to our attention. We will take a deeper look into this issue, and I will pass your suggestions along to Senator Tillis. Hope you have a good day. Hi, I'm calling from Senator Tillis's office. We received your email about a request for an investigation and sanctions on Liberian representatives involved in the alleged pay-to-play scandal. We appreciate your message. Thanks for bringing it to our attention. We will take a deeper look into this issue, and I will pass your suggestions along to Senator Tillis. Hope you have a good day. Thanks.
All right, so that's the message that they were able to send to him. That they receive his message, and they're going to pass it on to the senators, and they describe this as a pay-for-play. Because, we think for sure there are people, Liberians, who are fighting out there. They have the contacts, they have the connections, and they are reaching wherever they can reach with this thing. So the names are up, and the guys are flying all over. The reason why they will give credence to this, because the American government, under the WIA administration, they heralded this issue about official corruption and actions taken against officials for the sake of corruption. So the burden is now shifted to them. So they are taxpayers who are Liberian themselves, who are in America, and they have contacts with these people from their various districts and their states. So they have that. So the onus is upon them now to do like they did, because they may not have been supportive of what the US did in the wake of those sanctions, but at least now they've tried to get some basic evidence, and they are now pushing it with their respective senators in these countries, in America, in their various states. So they are pushing it with that. So one of the responses that they got, and is what it is, and one Peter and Victor Tuapi, that's Tuawi Wia Jr., a concerned Liberian citizen calls himself. He was able to write this, and the loan document to them, and he said to receive his mail, and they will try to share that with the senators. And I hope I subsequently Victor can use my line to get to me in the wake of that. And I, you know, there's a lot of things. There are a lot of things, sorry, that are happening, and we can only tell you that things are happening behind the scenes. So today we saw yet another divided house. We saw the women group. They went there today, and in their protest calling for, I don't want to call that protest, no, in their gathering at the legislature, calling for calm and calling for unity. And all you could hear them say in that conversation was, if somebody is given a term to operate for a specific period, let that person just end their term. We can't do whatever it is. So the same people, it's good that they are coming up now and speaking in a form and faction, the Whipnet group. It's good that they are speaking like that. The reason there is, they are now qualified. Were there to be any group that came up or will come up, or any other group that will come up and say they want to remove Joseph Buckeye and whatever it is, they are qualified to say that, to say, no, let us this, that, blah, blah, blah. They will be qualified to say that, owing to their stance that they took today. Now, we think there are a lot of things happening. We hope that people are clear about these things that are unfolding. Fonati is going nowhere unless the guys have the numbers. Today, they claim they have 43. Today, and you see how God works? One of the guys who's a mastermind of this whole thing and part of the criminal cartel, the Zogos lawmakers, I will describe them. And not all of them there are Zogos, but some of them, they really put themselves in this thing and they are described as that because it's the same attitude. Because for Zogos, you can please them. You can even do good for them. They will stay kind of hate at you. I don't care what you do. There's nothing you can do to please. Those are the kind of people that will class as that. But let's come up to understanding what has really happened. I know the embarrassment many of you are facing because you supported these people and they are going against your interest. I know how embarrassed some of you are. But normally they don't care about how you will feel. Normally they don't care about how you will feel. They don't think that it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your relationship with friends. They expect that now that they have gone against and the speaker or the party, they expect you to start creating even enmity with the CDC because you supported them. And you don't owe it to them that way. That's the kind of embarrassment that they're causing some of you now. You are just embarrassed. You don't even like the idea. But they think that they own you and they can carry you anywhere they go, that way you should go. Anywhere they take you, you should go there. That is what it is. But you are independent in your support towards them. And the fact of the matter, you supported them. There was a purpose. And if they are shifting away from that purpose, you no longer owe them anything. That's the fact about life. Today, Fonati still meeting his grounds. And it's going to go to Marty long way. And today, I was hearing that in section in their illegal and rebel majority section that people have been arguing, right? So let me bring a scenario out. You know, I like to always research Liberian people's minds and the happenings of the country. Let me bring the scenario out. Let me ask you, Liberian people, how many people participated in this election that just ended, in the just ended election? How many people? Just estimate the total number of registrants. I'm talking about people who voted or whatever. The total number of registrants. Right? The total number of persons who registered to vote. So, if you get that number, then I will tell you that the majority may be as seen nationwide. If you check our election result, the election that we went to, you have pretty close to over 2 million people that participated in an election. Out of those 2 million people, nearly on a quarter of, or let me say 1 million or something people, were able to decide the fate of this country. So the 3 million people or so forth that did not participate in the election, they are in majority. You get that, right? That majority is not necessarily majority because they are not legal. They are not legal as per the influence they are able to have on the outcome of the election's result. So the legal component, they are in minority, but because they are legal, it put them in an advantage point to qualify them. So you take the over 3 million people plus the number of persons who didn't vote for Joseph Boakai and add that there, you know, majority of the Liberian people did not vote for Joseph Boakai. That's the majority. But that legal majority that decided to vote for Joseph Boakai as per the record, right? Now, who said he was tolerated? Okay, yeah, like Jefferson Koji always saying that Joseph Boakai was tolerated, and that's true. I like to buy that too, right? That number that voted Joseph Boakai is very much a minority, but that minority is the one that running the country now. Because you know what? They are legal minority. Now, so let's go to the legislature. I like to teach in these kind of manners. So let's go to the legislature. You have an illegal majority, which of course runs contrary to what it is by law, and that group, in their thinking, as criminal as they have appeared to be, in their thinking, they are abrogating unto themselves a legal authority to determine the fate of people. The guys speak as though they are dumbfounded. They didn't get sense, no logic, no reasoning, and that's how God can confuse people. Today, they were calling rolls. I know 2 of their people then were not there today. You have one Marco Thomas. Marco Thomas, the scene speaker here. If you were Marco Thomas and you think you were serious for through your voice in that report, Marco Thomas, you have turned down that invitation, that Speaker Kofa, because when no communication comes to send people for conferences as lawmakers, it is Speaker Kofa who has to approve it. He has to say you, Marcus Thomas, today, you are going to attend a program on behalf of the House under the legitimate authority of Kofa. And yet you are starving Kofa in the back, but you're taking plane ticket to fly to go represent the country at the acquiescence and the approval of the very Kofa you're starving today. Margaret Thomas, are you very sound? You get serious matter here? If you are a sound person, you are coming to say, no, that Kofa made me to go on that tree. I'm not going there again. That honor a gabo, I got I'm not going there again because we get serious matter here. We must get the numbers. But you rather prefer because of the personal greed you're put into this thing. You're still taking from this, you're still enjoying from this main authority, and you're still going out there. Thus affecting your college numbers today. As illegal as you people may appear. Do you know why the Constitution decided to say, look, you may LACC, you go on to 10 majority. You need to win to 10 or whatever it is. When you win, and of course, you can go on with whatever it is. Do you know why the Constitution says that? Yeah, people will make decisions. It is easy for people to make decisions. Do you know why the Constitution always make the bar very high? It is very easy to elect a president, and it is difficult to remove a president. The reason why they make that aspect, the exit, very difficult, so that every decision that you intend to make, you must be very careful. Because if they were going to make entry and exit very easy, people are just going to be useless and reckless in making decisions. No, but I know it. They say, Liberians, you get your way, you get your president, but to remove the president, that different level. So the way to move the president from there it is difficult. To elect the president is easy. To remove the president is difficult. So it is that difficulty that you have to have the knowledge of, that this man that I'm putting there today, though it is going to be easy for me to put him there, but to remove him is going to be difficult. So I have to be very, very careful. A man will put in there today, to move him from there will be how. So you, the lawmakers, the Constitution also went to you people too. They say, okay, for you to have a speaker or whatever it is, you need to tell. Because we can't stop the number of presidents. You're 73. And we can restrict your number to only 2 presidents to contest. So you can be 3 presidents that will contest. The president with the majority number, the president will eventually win. But the moon is speaker from there. You got to get 49. When you're thinking, so you will now think, say, look, to put a man there, 36 can put a man there, 37 can put a man there, but to remove him is 49. You know why the Constitution did that? So that it kind of reckless behavior on the part of you people, where group of majority wicked people will just wake up and say, oh, we want to know. You got to get the 49. That's why the Constitution frees us. The reason they raised that bar, that threshold to that level, to say 49, so that when you're making a decision in electing a person, you'll be very careful. 1, to remove the deputy speaker, you need 49. To remove the clerk, you need 49. So you see, they raised that bar so that you will be careful in making the decisions. So for you to take Speaker Kofa from there, you must enter Speaker Kofa's camp and take some of his numbers. And the numbers you will take from there should be, let's say for instance, Speaker Kofa must have won with 36. Right? Currently he has 30. So meaning 6 of those persons who voted for him, they are on the other side. That's not enough. The law says that's not enough. The law says you got to go again deeper. You have to go into Kofa camp and take 6 more from there. So you need 12 from Kofa to break him down. That's all you need. The reason the law makes the bar so high, so that you will be careful in decision making. Right? But today, you want your Satan, you say all kinds of things in your 20, what they call, hey, I'm watching to see. I understand that you people say, and you want to invite the RG, the police RG, to appear before your next Tuesday. And what you say to can answer to that, say, let us start seeing any legal authority appearing before your illegal group. The thing that will happen in this country, the thing you're looking for in this country, you will start feeling it. And I say, I will invite the police RG. Let the police RG, who's going to be law enforcement officer, take content creator, say, and go jump in front of people there and say that he shouldn't be cautious to say, look, where we are now, we cannot. But in fact, the only group that are able to come, because they are there, they don't have the quorum to make a business, to make a determination. So he, the RG, can equally appear before them, before Kofa team. So to have a quorum as well to make a determination as to whether to invite the RG, Kofa does not have that. But Kofa is still the speaker. But he can't have any legal authority, such as the NLD ministers, to appear before him now, because it has to be plenary decision to determine that. They got to agree that they will do that. He doesn't have that. Equally so, the other group on the other side, they are illegal. Wherever they sit, the legate they go sit down here. But wherever they sit, they are illegal. Even if Thomas Father were to leave as deputy speaker and go join them, it does not still make them legal. They need 49. Right? But these are a bunch of confused people. These are a bunch of confused people. And because these confusions are going on all over the place, they think that they are getting there, but they're not getting anywhere. They will have to do the right thing. And we are waiting for them to do the right thing. So today, whatever it is that they did or whatever it is, it's up to them. Let them do it. So let me just get a little update from Winston and Blooding. And he's they call him a reporter without border. And man, let me just get updates from him to know where are we headed now. because they have been meeting these people, having a conversation, these hard discussions and things. And so let me just try to hear from him on that now. Then we proceed with what it is that we can discuss. Winston, how you doing?
I'm okay, big brother. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, good. At least we're not getting that feedback we had the last time. So today is day 2 of the divided house. And we think for sure things are going on. Where are we at the moment? Where does the nation stand?
All right. I'm a regular listener of your show. Apart from me being a talk show host, I learned a lot from you and Big Brother Julius Church. So I always listen to both of you and help to build my own capacity on the radio as well. So we listen to your question. One, like we predicted on the show the last time, that there were going to be no session today. Yes, session today due to the lack of quorum. Yes, we saw that happening. We also told you about a mandate on the anti-COFA group mandating the deputy speaker to appear in that session to take over. So we talk about anticipated drama as to whether the deputy speaker was going to honor that invitation. So purposely I arrived on Capitol Hill somewhere around 9:30 and stood exactly where the deputy cars normally park. And normally, according to the horses rules and procedures, session is at 11 o'clock. So we have to get there to know exactly at about this time, somewhere around 10:30, 10:45, you will know exactly how the tension going to be like. So I stood up and I waited. The deputy speaker arrived somewhere around 10:30. So I walked behind him because I wanted to know exactly as to whether he was going to honor the anti-COFA invitation, but he did not. He went to his office. After 10-15 minutes, he went straight to the office of Speaker for anti-COFA, perhaps to go and do some consultation as it relates to the agenda, because the agenda is the speaker's agenda. So right after that, I saw here a group of lawmakers moving into the chambers of the Honorable House of Representatives for deliberation. As it relates to what happened today in the chambers, again, Speaker Kofa maintained his number, and you are correct. Even if the deputy speaker decide to leave and go on the other side, Councilor Fonati Kofa just named committed 25 men and women who are willing to lay down their lives to go with him all the way to the end. But the deputy speaker, when I interviewed him today, the video is up there, and I asked him, I said, many anticipated that you were going to go on the other side to honor that invitation. He said, no, he's not going to do it. He remained with the speaker. He understands the rules and regulations. As a matter of fact, there were speculations all around, and he here to do the Liberian people business. So he went to the office of the speaker, followed by a group of lawmakers into the joint chambers. Again, that we anticipated, the speaker remains strong with his number. Representative Jerry Yobo was on board today. He returns from the United States of America on yesterday. So he was in session today as it relates to the last mandate that faded on the part of quote-unquote majority members, to come to the chambers of the Honorable House of Representatives and do the Liberian people business. I wish that they can present their petition. They did not show up. So on the other hand, you are right. I always follow your show. Michael Thomas is absent from that place today. So they too cannot come up with 49, and Speaker Kofa cannot reach 37 for a quorum to constitute the normal working of the Honorable House of Representatives. And like we said the last time, it is the Liberian people who's going to suffer in this whole thing. Except Speaker Kofa waiting, to say, okay, in the interest, and you are correct. There was a group of women up Capitol Hill on today. In cases like this, I have been around for Snow. I have been around for Alex Jenekat Talon. You see the women that came today. Another release come from the Liberia Council of Churches on today, vying to play a mediating role. And they have also vowed to ensure that the role they're going to play, it will put an end to the saga of the Honorable House of Representatives. And the only reason why you see the same is because in previous years, during the 52nd and 53rd, these are the people that will come and say in the name of the country, Speaker Taylor, for example, the immediate past case was Speaker Taylor just resigned. Don't be surprised if they hold on next week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, there are no session. You could see diplomatic missions up Capitol Hill. You could see marketeers, you could see other people. Then, due to pressure, they will say, okay, yes, in the name of the Liberian people, and not to hold the country hostage, I resign. But constitutionally, to reach up to that number, I see it to be very, very impossible because Kofa and his men remain committed in that process, AB.
Wow. And I like the fact that you said that, but for the women, they were very clear. And for them, they went there calling for calm and peace. And in their statement, I think it was somewhat definite that those people calling for the speaker and to step aside, they should give chance. I think the women, their leadership, or whoever, the spokesperson was very definite and saying, oh, look, giving chance to people, that's the way forward. And whatever mediation anybody is coming with, I don't know where they are going. I don't think they are coming in the context of telling the speaker to give in to unlawful conducts and so forth to undermine the Constitution. Yeah,
I want you to investigate. Do your own investigation. The last speaker removal with Alex Taylor, that women was on Capitol Hill. Do your own investigation. That particular group. The beginning next week, there will be so many groups up Capitol Hill.
Sure.
So many groups. That very same group you saw today, perhaps they were in the public, but behind the scene, you will see some women will even get on their knees. Some people will get on their knees and say, "Tell me, you don't let anybody go."
But all the removals you're talking about, you know, the women, they know exactly where to go. And during that time of the Taylor removal, which of course I was one of the lead commentator, and in that removal, you could see the public behind his removal. You could see the public giving all of the support to the angry guys, and you could sense that popular support. So they way into that. But unlike this one now, where corruption allegations and so forth here and there, I think this is where things may not practically be the same.
To you, AB, that some of them will also be pay agents. I can say that to you.
No, you tell me how to put that, man.
Now, AB, I want to give you this information. I said to you the last time when Speaker Kofa, even in the worst case scenario, decided to resign. He's not going to go back. In fact, he will resign from the 50th term. He will resign as a lawmaker.
Yeah, holistically.
You got more than 20 lawmakers who have said to us today that they are also waiting to resign if the executive, that is the president or whosoever, they get the taste, the smells of the executive, decide to interfere into the affairs of the legislature. Because Edward Papen Flomo raised a very serious allegation today.
Okay, yeah, let's hear him out. What did he say? Was that on camera?
Yeah, on camera. He said today that he was called by Emmanuel Nokwe and other people offering him 50,000.
Who are the other people? Did he name names?
One specific person that he named was Emmanuel Nokwe. He said Emmanuel Nokwe called him and offered him 50,000 United States dollars, to go. He said even up to the time he was driving, they were also calling him as well. So 20 have said to us, just in case, in the worst case scenario, due to public pressure or the anti-speaker group decide or Kofa group decide to come out with 49 numbers, they are also prepared to resign their positions from as representative and members of the 50 Fifth Legislature to go along with Speaker, just in case they spend the taste of the executive interfering into the Honorable House of Representative Hurubaru. That's what they have said to us. And 4 members from the Liberian Senate have also said to us that they are prepared to also go just in case the executive should interfere. And if the executive goes to do it, they will get to know according to them. So we say, but why? And they said to us, since the executive get money to move Kofa, they should have sufficient money to hire about 20 to 30 by-elections in the country. That's the justification. So that's how far this fight is going. In the past, public pressure allowed people, to resign. But this time around, I said to you on Tuesday, it's going to be difficult. The person involved into this thing is a counselor. It's a lawyer who understands the law. All of the best lawyers in the country now, as we speak, are with Kofa. That's where we find ourselves, AB. It's going to be a very difficult battle. It's not going to be a time where somebody will say, public pressure, just resign. Yeah, just let it go. As projected to you on Tuesday, and you saw people saying it to you on your show. In the name of the country, and not to hold the hostage of the country, then he just resign, then he leave it. Maybe by next week, we'll get to know where is the executive in the whole thing. We're going to have to submit a budget.
Wow. And Gafwan has said that the 30th of November, is it November or the 30th of this month?
Yeah, the 30th of this month. Yeah,
it's a deadline for him to have presented the budget to the National Legislature, and he has to pass through the office of the Speaker.
That's next week.
Okay.
As to whether they're going to give it to the majority bloc, no matter what, they can come always, even if they are 29, AB, the place to submit their petition and challenge the removal of the Speaker is not in the joint chambers. It's the chambers of the Honorable House of Representatives. You must give it. And those who are, for example, if Michael Thomas, who is not around, but have claimed to sign that resolution, he's going to be present?
Yeah, he has to be.
You gotta be present before. So it's a huge fight, AB. And today I can say to you, the Speaker look very relaxed. He and the deputy, they are working together, hands in hand. I saw that coordination, I saw that smile, I saw that brotherhood between them, I saw the spirit of the party between them. But I don't know as to whether it will continue up to next week.
As to whether it will continue up to next week. Now, where we are now, things are falling apart. We are hearing some signs that the Senate could be shaking out a movement, though they've constituted a committee to have made some interventions. We're hearing something is smelling around the Senate as well.
Yeah, I told you on Tuesday. Now, I did some investigation, and the 4 guys who told me about they're also waiting to resign from the Liberian Senate. It's all about audit. They want to audit Senator Yombi Kankan-Lawrence. The issue about audit is spreading. I don't know why people, seems to be against audit.
Okay.
But the issue is about audit, and that's exactly what is happening. Now, I spoke to Senator Prince Johnson today. About 15 minutes.
Okay.
I was taking the interview.
Okay.
We can do a more analysis about it. Perhaps we can use it tomorrow.
Okay.
But Senator Johnson, this fight is not just about Kofa and members of the Honorable House of Representatives and their own allegation against him. Do you know that Senator Johnson, something he said in the interview is about 15 minutes. I'm not sure you're going to have the time. Resolution versus resolution. He accused Councillor Kofa today of masterminding a resolution and celebrating it for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court. I can send that to you, AB, but it's about less than 15 minutes. I don't know whether you have time to everything. But he said that he has what it takes to talk about, to talk to about 7 members from the anti-Kofa group to join Speaker Kofa today. That's what he said. But remember, he went against all. He was one of those, he accused the Speaker of allegedly masterminding and sponsoring that whole resolution for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court. Then I asked him a question about Senator Johnson. Is like, you are one of those behind the thing. Then he laughed. Then he said, but are you aware that Speaker Kofa is my in-law? I said, I'm just hearing it. I'm just hearing it from you. He said, but how on earth when he sponsored this resolution for the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court? Then he said, but you know the rebel leader down there that my cousin? I said, who are you talking about? Pretending I didn't know. So he said, Coca. I said, oh yeah, Samuel Coca. He said, yeah, Coca is my cousin. I can just give him one call I said, no wonder why you got almost all of the Nima lawmakers are against the thing. He said, not just the Nima lawmakers, but other lawmakers from other counties as well. We can talk to them, but Kofa need to come to us. Kofa need to come and back us. In fact, he went on to say that Kofa need to pay for his sin. So this thing is not just about that resolution.
Now we know. Now we know.
Yeah, I can say I can power it to you now. But the establishment of the World Economic Council, imagine Nima got 9 seats and you got 7 against Kofa. 7. And the 2, I'm supposed they are independent candidate Tai one way and
Musa Ability. Yeah, Musa Ability.
Yes, are all against Kofa. So when you listen to that recording, you analyze it yourself, you will get to know it's just more than the removal of Speaker Kofa on the allegation of this and that, but it's just something more. Imagine PYJ is saying such. Why you have to go against the Nima? In fact, he was the one who sponsored that bill. They were celebrating, they were dancing, all in that place. I said, wow, this is serious. But that's what Father said, baby.
Wow. Winston, I like these insights, and it's very important. And one key thing you said tonight is the fight against Kofa. They are not genuine, they are not genuine. The issue about the war crimes court, everyone else is fighting the issue about audit, people fighting back. So Kofa is facing a lot of forces because of what he wants to do and what he stands for. I think that's very terrible. Now, before you can go, let me ask you this. What is that level of sharp contradiction we are sensing? There are others on the other side in their resolution. They are saying that Kofa did overuse his budget when he was serving as deputy speaker. Now, there's a same Kofa who is calling for audit, and they are against audit. How do we verify all of these things when they are on the other side against audit, but again, they are accusing him of something that the audit will really reveal to know exactly whether Kofa is caught in the web or not?
So I pleaded with you the last time. Even actually, I say I want to enter into the law school. Show me how to enter. You know what I said?
Yeah, I know that.
Analysis. When I'm doing it, I'm very careful because that's exactly what I'm going to be doing tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm very careful how I handle it. Now, one is presumed innocent to prove it in the court of competent jurisdiction.
I know that.
Now, I'm not going to come here to say AB have been collecting money to everybody who appears on the show. We all been proving it. Now, you have said that the man used this X amount of money. The man said, fine, but let's go for the audit. Isn't that the audit you're supposed to accept to prove your case?
Okay.
That's the audit you're supposed to accept. So why are you afraid of the audit? Come to the chambers of the Honorable House of Representatives and prove a case. Now, there are some contradiction, and people are saying that Kofa will investigate, or that members of the Honorable House of Representatives will investigate. That's not what the law says. And I'm not sure Kofa is going to go in that direction, or the speaker.
Okay.
The Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission is the constitutional authority. That anti-graft institution told that authority to investigate. Kofa was saying, I'm waiting for the audit. Let's come, face it in the chambers. So the guys must muster the courage, come to the Honorable House of Representatives, even if it calls for Kofa to recuse himself and set up a time for investigation. I'm very sure it can happen. But you're not going to be on the other side and demand Kofa to resign. In the past, that's how it has been. This whole other thing, check group of people, check few staff, check them against Abraham Gosling, we are the King 7. We want if we're not way, we're not way. The CEO is you're not smart enough. When that's still somewhere, somebody will manipulate his mind, say that AB marriage or property, that move he will all proper investigation. That's what's going to happen. So due to pressure, if you say before they say the news not come on, the show not come on, the other one not happy, let me step aside. But in the case, I think the Abraham Gosling, who is a station manager for Kings FM, he too cooked for that. That's what happening. So they said, that's why the man is saying, okay, come there, face it. Jurisdiction must be given due process. The law called for due process. Why you think the Honorable House of Representatives cannot call Abraham Gosling after Winston Blatty wrote a letter to that body accusing AB of allegedly insulting an Honorable House of Representatives? They just ordered the sergeant and arm to go in again.
You're right. You're right.
They call him for due process.
You're right.
So that's what he's asking for. Due process should be given. Come to the chamber and they can talk about it.
All right.
But that's sitting on the other side. So on Tuesday, when they go again, They can adjourn session. Church day, they can just go on till they go for Christmas break, return, and will be on the dot. Till somebody can come up with 49 or pressure can lead to Kofa resigning. That's all.
Wow. Thank you, Winston. We keep talking more and more. Thank you so much. Have your weekly legislative break. But of course, the meetings are still ongoing, so you guys are still working.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right, here's Winston Blading, and they're with us tonight, right here on this very day. So we are very grateful to the Almighty God. These kind of information are very much good for some of you who are listening. So we are getting information from I will talk about that LRRC thing on tomorrow, but we are still on the let ladies want to rest today so that tomorrow we can close up with the massive corruption and stealing that are going on. This country is an interesting country. Every day there is something to talk about. So we will be able to get onto that, but
I'm okay.
I just want for you to listen to this. This is in relation now. Several other persons are sending text messages, and I know for sure because, like I said, I was one of the lead commentators when it came to that tallow removal. I was not too involved with the snow removal. It was the era of Smith Toby and Patrick Honanen when they, or Ambrose Mane, when they were on the TBS. But when it came to the tallow removal, I was one person in alongside Solomon where we were really into it deep. Yeah, and like I told you people, so I know the story and I know what are the scenarios. So we know for sure that during snow time, he won the legal battle, and due to all the pressures here and there, yes, people asked him to just resign. So he was able to listen, and he did resign. Now, it was very essential for him, and Snow resigned and remained a representative with some level of respect that was accorded him. You can remember Snow was one of the persons who was a representative but had one of the largest offices. In fact, a very big office at the lower house. Those were the conditions. For Tyler did not enjoy that. So after he resigned, but again, it boils down to people not having the numbers. They had never had the numbers in all of these removals. And one thing I know for sure, which has been cleared enough, is that there were a lot of noise around Tyler, for which the pressure from the public, corruption, King Kong, all those kind of things, the public, the perception, it was too much for Tyler, owing to the claims against him. So the public pressure too was not on his side. And so that is it. Unlike for Kofa, where for War Cranko and all the one moving from that, look at Senator Prince Johnson. You bring in War Cranko business as your own reason. You see some of the reason why we are talking these things, right? But you listen to these guys again. They are so foolhardy to have people who are crafters of law to sit and be breaching their own laws and misinterpreting their own laws. Today, listen to this brief one I'm about to play. Do you know what they said? They said they are giving Thomas Fowler next Tuesday, the deadline. Then they talk about Rule 10, succession. So what is the succession? Is Kofa no longer there? Because you talk about Rule 10 and you talk about succession. Now for succession to take place, there must have been an action with the principal. The principal area must be settled first. When does succession come in? These are people who say they go to school. These are people you just put down there to eat your money. These are a bunch of, I don't know how to describe them. Sorry about that, but they are people who speak as though, Jesus, they speak to laborious education level in this country. And I was listening to Sam Andrew and others talking about a doctorate degree, something down there. The opinion of people there saying, if some of the students say they're not fit to what I call, this speaks to the level of education in this country. The men are talking about Rule 10. They talk about succession. But what is the succession going on now? Is Kofa no longer speaker? Have you people satisfied the Constitution and satisfy your own rules? No. Then you say, so y'all listen to them. These are a bunch of people. This is why this country, I don't know, they are children in, anyway, they pay their children in school fees. Some of their children are smart and better than they do. So let's listen to this.
We are presiding, co-presiding. Honorable presiding, co-presiding, honorable colleagues, I'd like to bring us to book. We are here to do the Liberian people's job. As such, we have our rule number 10, if I'm not mistaken, that talks about succession in leadership. And we've given ultimatum to the deputy speaker to report here, to be here today. The section with the TACAM. I think that we should proceed on Tuesday to have our election for the speaker pro tem immediately. Consider the deputy speaker to be defiant to us. I don't think we should give him a second chance and submit.
Motion.
Way forward.
Before way forward, can we last aside on the issue small? Way forward. Before way forward, please.
Honorable Presiding, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, having listened across the floor from logics being pushed by our colleagues, inviting the speaker, the deputy speaker, to appear today and failing to even letting his body know why he's not here today. I move, if I can obtain a second, the failure on the part of the deputy speaker to appear on Tuesday, her position to be declared vacant. If I can obtain a second.
So my man Jean Colette in our number. Jean Colette, I think he graduated from the law school, eh? Jean Colette in our number. This is not about politics. They are quoting rules, which is law. This is not about politics. My friend, brother Jean Colette, I think he graduated from the law school too. And yeah, he just graduated from the law school. I don't know. But this is not about politics. This is about their own law. They may not even know the law said that in one. I don't know whether they are Rule 10 talking about something. But why it will even come from a muff to even look for it? Because you must have a theory in law. Then the theory, you look for the law to support the theory. So you must have a theory first. Then that theory, you look for very, very laws to support it. What is it they talk about? What kind of shameful thing that we see in this country? You're sitting down there, bunch of illegitimate people. Just sit there. You're not even remove the speaker here and you're talking about succession. Then you say you'll get the authority to even declare the main position vacant when it boils down to even the 49 no more again. Amen. To remove even the deputy speaker at 49. To remove the speaker, 49. Clerk, 49. So why is it these people, bunch of people who think they go to school, listen to them. There's a source second, you're hearing them. But before I go on, let me just say something about Koga. Koga, you're one person that I always respected. You are a man that I thought, and I still believe is of integrity. And you hearing Prince Johnson there now, we know that it is far bigger than what it is. And that is why our country will never, ever succumb to these people. Other people on the other side, look with them because they stole ever since in this country, since they mentioned about audit, look with them fighting back. Moi, you have how do you call it? The vice president, Jeremiah Kuhn, all of them fighting back. Then Prince Johnson tied interest inside it too. Because of war crime code. Everybody fighting back, they want for nothing, man. And Joseph Walker decided to bring the issue about war crime code, Prince Johnson. That for nothing. The president signed executive order. He signed a resolution for that. You don't have issue with it? That for nothing? Okay, let's agree that for nothing. Prince Johnson, you have lobbied with your colleagues at the Liberian Senate to stop anything that came from the lower house. Let us understand that Konati passed it. But you're sitting at the Senate. Your son is the head of the Senate, Jeremiah Kuhn. And you have your rescue mother, Yorikaga Lawrence, pro tem, Senator Lawrence. They are there. So you, Prince Johnson, you couldn't stop this war crime code thing. You want to blame Fonanti for that? Fonanti passed on the Senate. You, Prince Johnson, you have exerted all the effort to have thwarted that whole thing right there. You got to blame Fonanti for that too. Look at that kind of thing. Basically, they say what they call that one business woman can say Fonanti go resign. Oh, there's that kind of thing. Look, you're who the people who want to intervene. Thank God you're getting to know now that this whole thing is not about Fonati doing any wrong. It's just bunch of criminals who are protecting each other. They are fighting back, but they will not succeed in this one. Because they started the issue about audit in this country. The Unity Party government came with audit business. You said Georgia government never did audit. Now why the country was like this? Then somebody from Georgia government, the CDC said, okay, we agree. There were no audit. We just talk over like that. There were no audit because that's what you were saying. So you were sitting in your corners and say, you know, why Georgia people complaining now? Anytime they were there, they never did audit business. Georgia Burger doing audit now, then they complaining. Granted. George, we are on the speaker that he get now. Say he want to do audit too now. To join you up for them to do audit. Because he's just taking over too. Just say when George Weah takes over, he must do audit. He must have done audit. That he didn't do. Now Fonati took over. Now Fonati say, yeah, two people then talking. The Unity Party opponent, the thing they bring about audit. I think an important thing. So let us also say we'll audit the legislature as well. Then the UP people get vexed. The UP supporter then get vexed. Jeremiah Kun get vexed. Prince Boy gets vexed. Then you have Emmanuel Nuku and all of them start getting vexed. They form a blog now to say the mayor want to come damage us. No, it's not about damaging anybody. Thank God you're safe for Fonati, even during the CDC time, he stole money as well. Granted, as deputy speaker, everything will be inside. What a BT about that? What's the bad thing inside? You accuse the mayor of SYZ, the order will bring everything outside. What's the big deal? And Koka, let me tell you something. Do you know why they decided to put you ahead as a rebel leader? I know Jeremiah Kun is fooling you to tell you, say, you know, when you move opponent, I will influence the people there, then you will be the speaker. I know that what Jeremiah Kun told you, right? But you know why the guys put you in from? And I listened to 3 of the lawmakers. They are my friends. They're on the other side. So I told them, say, yo, that morning, say, then the other guy said, you know why we put Koga there? Nima people, they are noted for taking people from power. When Nima people join to something, they can do anything and use anything, then they start laying the scenarios. So when you saw Clarence guy mentioning Jeremiah Kun and say, Dona, good thing, but you saw what Jeremiah Kun did? Jeremiah Kun staff, we are in the back. That's Nima people. That's what Clarence guy had been saying. So they say the only man we can use now is Koga. Because Nima people is in their blood. That's what they do. The killing of Doe. The guy started laying scenarios. Talking about the killing of Doe, and it has to be Nima. The coup plot against Doe or Kwokpa, and see all those terrible things. They start talking to the current guy. At least finally you're listening to his own voice. He said, Jeremiah Kun, the other team for CDC, he stabbed them in the back. He stabbed George Weah in the back. That is them. That is what they do. That's what they put Koga there. But I don't think that's what Nima is all about. People shouldn't use Nima to always play the dirty game and tear this country apart for their selfish gains. Koga, you have to be careful. That's the basis for which they put you there. And they are using the Nima, the raw Nima kind of because belated, and then people that won't believe in it, one way they know, then people who believe in no kind of ideology. So you see what they are doing? They are there using you and saying Nima people will put it in front. They don't want to know how to take who. They don't want. That's the terrible thing. Koga, you got to be very careful. You want Big Bear, I respect you so much, and I still hold that respect. Of all the things I've been saying, I still respect you, Papa. Be very careful. This thing you in, they put you on the front line to damage you. And it's going to damage you. So if you want to play that role, what is it? Nima people can move people from power, Nima people have power, and this, that, you have to get authority and tell us, you just lead a thing. What do you call it? Well, it's up to you. Well, folks, it was late before I got a text from our guys that, but again, it's almost late and I can't initiate the game for tonight. And so tomorrow we'll do it. And I think we'll get a dispensation. And so I think, so Winston, I'm waiting for the PYJ recording. I need a recording. I will try to cut it. Then we can do some analysis about it. I'm suspending the LRRC thing. So let's just take 15 minutes, speak your course on these things. Fonati is going nowhere. Get the 49. You take Fonati off. No business as usual. Fonati is going nowhere. You know the reason why I supported Charles Bronski in 2017 for him to take that matter to court? All along will be in the country here. Oh, people rake election. We have never gone to court to test the level of raking that's been done to election. So I said, though I have soft heart for CDC in the 2017 election, but When it came to that, I supported Charles Bronski. I said, let us put a chapter behind us. Where people always can accusing, the regulation. No, let Charles Bronski go to court. Let the Supreme Court make a definite position on this thing about election raking here and there. Let's know the level at which the magnitude. Now we have at least an opinion that has spoken to that. Because previous election raking will be done. Nobody has challenged in court. That's why we have no references to really go to. Now we have that opportunity. So we can go to the Supreme Court opinion about the election in 2017. So now the counselor, that another lawyer that did that thing at that time, it was Charles Bronski, who said no. For me, it is not about Liberian position for the sake of peace. I'm going to just let it go. No. We'll go to the court and the court will determine how the election was won, XYZ. It happened. That Charles Bronski, another lawyer. Now, another lawyer has picked it up again. These are people that know their rights. Tell them they're not lawyer and whatever it is. Fonatikova knows his right. He's a lawyer. He's not going to bar in easily. The right thing will have to be done because why lawyers preach cases? For precedent purposes and for deterrence. That's why they will not just let it go. Precedence and deterrence. Those are the two cardinal things. To set precedent, and setting precedent can help guide society. Also, it will help also to deter people who want to do the same thing in the future for them to not do it again. The reckless lawmakers, then they got to know that they got to be careful now. They don't just jump up and just decide to keep the country on a hostage. It's not going to work. Thanks to all of you. Let's get to the lines. Interact with you. Crown Stopper is proud to be associated with the show. And so we are right here tonight on this very day. Crown Stopper a break. Then we get to the cause and start entertaining your cause. A minute each, please. And at least you got what you really needed to get, and you got it. So we are right here tonight on this very day. Grateful to the Almighty God that we are certainly getting there. With God, all things are possible. And I'm very happy tonight. We are working together as great people. And God will continue to guide us all. And we'll get there. Nothing can stop us from getting there. So let's take this break and be right back on this day. We are certainly getting there. This break and these audios here. Let's go on.
He heals the brokenhearted and bounds their wound. No disaster will come near us. Liberia is a life-changing encounter with God. Join the NSPPD Liberia Prayer Conference on Saturday, November 2nd at the SKD at 2 p.m. Yes, Pastor Jerry Easy will be live in Liberia on November 2nd at SKD.
The days that the devil will throw your mistakes in your face. Tell the devil, I am here.
It's time to come together in unity, lift our voices, and seek God's guidance. Bring the sick, the brokenhearted, the blind, the cripples, and all your problems, and lay it at the feet of our Savior Jesus Christ. Experience powerful worship that will transform your life. Admission is free. You only need to scan the barcode on the flyer and register, or call 0777-517-114 or 0770-859-963 or 0776-729-150. NSPPD, Liberia National Prayer Conference, where prayer changes everything.
It's my musical. There are crowds in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime and body, don't take law in your hand for the right authority. That it can't take your law in. Crime stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Stop the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper.
Yes, Crime Stopper. Thanks so much, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Interior.
And you keep up the great work for country. Let's get onto the lines and interact with you callers. And we're right here. You can call us on the Lone Star lines if it is active now. But let's get on to the orange line first. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Please go on. Yeah, boss. Let's hear from you quickly. Your name.
My name is Momolu Tamara. I'm calling for Telecom Community.
Okay, let's hear from you, Mr. Kamara.
Yeah, thank you very much for the show, Mr. Gerson. You know, you have been telling us this thing. I'm one of the silent listener, but I am glad to call today.
Okay.
I want to take this time to conscience our lawmaker from District Number 7, Bon County 40 family. He need to recuse himself from that so-called majority black and go and do our work. Then I elect him to go and form a black that is not in the interest of our district. We need the real job to be done. And to our speaker, I want to encourage him to remain on his team, because the saying for the sake of peace is suffering the entire country today. We know what took place at the rural side when it comes to the election. But thank God that we are seeing what happened, because for me, I was downhearted because I went to vote in my district. I was downhearted, but thank God that it is happening. Every Liberian, even the young babies that were born today, is experiencing it, because George, we are turning the country over. Because if it had not been so, people who are still live with that perception that this old man was the best person to take the country forward. But now that it is glaring to everyone, Liberians will learn sense. But for the formula need to recuse himself from that so-called majority black.
All right, thank you. It's good that you people are calling in up, and I hope they listen. If they don't, you people know what to do. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, AB. This is...
Yeah, medicine. Let's
Hello?
hear from you. Yeah, medicine.
Yeah, thank you for the show, and thanks to the guy, Mr. Winston, who gave a brilliant analysis. You asked him one question that he asked me, I wanted to buttress. I was watching that thing live today. One Representative Flomo said, Deputy Speaker Thomas Fowler, Jeremiah Kuhn, and a senator of Magibi. So when the president on the senator of Magibi, he called Emmanuel Nukwe. So when the press on him about the deputy speaker, said, that's my own speaker, that's my own party, him as a friend, party. I'm not afraid, I get proof of what I'm saying. He made people to call me. He said he arranged for the people to call him last night. And they call him, they start convincing him with 50,000. I think to him live. And two, on the issue of Prince Johnson involvement. Look, the power Nima Kande, Prince Johnson, and Koga from two of them are cousins. Same Koga is a cousin to Prince Johnson, the Francine clan. Okay. Their clan is one of the deplorable areas Nima Kande is not developed. Prince Johnson, the senator now going to 27 years. Same Koga are 18 years. Go to that area. If you do your own assessment, you go there. Now the deplorable area, the worst part of Nima County, with such people coming from there and no government development in that area. With all the money they're taking, corruption money they're taking on our hand, nothing going on in that area. Yesterday, I tell you on your show that I met Bear Musambelete, carry Musambelete to a district to go pay bridge when he had been represented for 18 years. So these two guys, they behave the same. And I had to treat that people, now they're suffering. Nothing good you can get out of them, and the people will not get anything for them.
All right, medicine. We can hold you at that. If Connor comes in, Connor, let's hear from you, please.
Hey, good evening, my dear brother.
Good evening. Let's hear from you, Connor, quickly.
Thank you for the show, my dear brother. Look, I enjoy the drama. I saw the other guy talking about mandating the speaker. The deputy speaker to report next week Tuesday. I thought, next week Tuesday. If not, then his seat will be vacant. Well, you a lawyer. What is the authority that they have to declare the deputy speaker seat vacant? You know.
They even talking about succession. They even talking about succession.
No, and
they're talking about succession.
you know, it's sad. I just said the brother just graduated from the law school. You know, it's sad. You know, it's sad. But they knew the whole story behind this fanatical removal coming out. Look at your police were just giving you some, some inside for Senator Johnson. You know, because of this, the war crime coating. Isn't that fanatical power? The men that you brought to power, these are some of the promises that you're making. He made that when you win the elections, you'll be war crime court and economic crime court. So he fulfilled his promise. So Senator Johnson could just love it. He had more representatives now represented in the lower house. He could love it and then start that thing. But again, that Speaker Kofa stayed his ground. We gotta do the right thing. You know, like you regularly said, 2017, the late Bronski took the case to the court. So now the Supreme Court, you have some, precedent on that. But if we can continue to run this, the country like that, we can't continue to run the country like that. The right thing has to be done.
The right thing has to be done. William Bro comes in quickly. Let's hear from you. All right, Bro, quickly.
Thank you so much, David. Thank you for the show. And this is Bro. Yeah. So, this is a very great time for our country, and we will have to learn from it. And there are two tests that before all that I was trying to talk to a few of my friends today who are here. That rebel group, rebel representative that demand for Tomo Fala to appear will be a clear cut to exonerate Tomo Fala and for him to stand his ground with the legitimate group. So when Tomo Fala ain't go on their thing tomorrow, we finish winning that battle. And the next thing will be, where will the Minister of Finance present the budget? If the Minister of Finance, Gafuan sent him go with his budget to that renegade group, it will be a clear indication that Bwaka government will be dissolved through massive protest.
Okay.
Don't talk several days of billion because they ain't mean well for our country, because the law should be the law and the
not just that they don't mean well for the country, but that is another constitutional breach. Because the Constitution says the budget should be presented to the lower house, because that's where all financial instruments and so forth sat, and it has to be presented to the speaker. So as far as we concern, Nati is still the speaker. So I don't know where they can get.
Thank you. So for Natipa, the removal of the speaker came the right time. You see, God can have. They thought they were doing it to Fonanti, but they're coming to dump their own government, because we're coming to see now. Who are they going to present it to? That they trapped it in, and they need to present it this month. Even when they were postponed to December, Fonanti will hold on until that December reach. Let's see who they will present it to. But you're not resigning at all. You shouldn't resign. That's the first Lisbon test for Bwaka. And he said he was. Let's see the wisdom that he will prevail there. Dummy old man like that again saying what? Let's go ahead.
Bro, let me hello, how are you doing? Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Eddie. How you doing?
Yeah, fine.
All right. At least we're getting somewhere. Moses Cow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we follow up on Tuesday, and I said I had a pointing figure at Thomas Fala. And today again, how they call him? One of the CDC lawmakers again have to point clear finger at Thomas Fala. Thomas Fala had to redeem himself. CDC invested too much in his political career, especially on election in Lufa that had to do with people losing their life just because of him. I'm not talking about the jury we are and the photo people, because those were people that just go on the frame of the CDC and they got their prescription. But he Tomopala, he should know where he came from to become where he is today. Our old people always said, never you throw the old man away in order to plant the new man. He had a good future, he stay young. Great thing can happen in the future for him. Let him not look out to this thing and be fooled by them. I just still want to say to those who are standing with the speaker, let them hold their ground. Like you said, there must be a precedent case, like in the case of the election fraud. Let the speaker remove let it have a precedent case. And when that happens, I think we are now making it into our democracy. Thank you.
I like that. Thank you so much, my brother. So let me get on to the Lone Star line is on, but I'm not receiving call from it. I don't know whether you people still having challenge with it. With the Lone Star network, it's still giving some challenge, and that's why. Hello, how you doing?
Hello, my family.
Yeah, even ma'am. Let's hear from you, please.
Sissy on the plan.
Ma Sissy, you are right there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I read that part. But the next day, I was on the ground.
Ah.
Yes, so
now, what kind of jeans were on you? Boyfriend jeans or what kind of thing?
No, I was in rocker skirt today, baby.
Rocker skirt?
Yeah.
Why you go to with skirt to protest?
Oh, I was going for it. I was going rebel ground. And then you asked me to tell you where rocker skirt give my son. Oh, what get that laptop? You get what anything goes out the run, out the fire, you stretch your leg.
Oh, okay. What is that for? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
no problem.
Boy, that's stress. And all the rocker. That's what you want to get that parking. So when you knock me down, I stand for you. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, my son, Abby, thank you for the show, my son. Look, what they put me, what they put think about us outside here. But we let them in order to go to talk for. I want to get think about us. The one who suffer the Abby, they put every tear. They put their family. The only fighting for.
Yeah.
Oh, because you say, next time, walk, let you what that for? Why you want to remember you say, to be a good job? We will do the job. You forgot so too? I went in the alley and bring Johnson. Forgot so too? And you think about because they men walk transport, so you go against it? So move from there. No, for you come and stand your ground. You're a citizen lawyer. You're not baby. You're not baby. So somebody woman. So let's keep crying. They're making us to be a prime and community AP. Well, we're going to open my arm. I'm proud. So the mother say, oh, so then they see it. She cry, oh, it's too soon. What is too soon? We told that men are criminal. And he said, you are a record person to come. He said, too soon. What is too soon? So men are wrong. Even the children you brought away, they are criminal. So for the cover will stay behind you, stand by you. And they put us over people. Stay with that man. Let God bless them. We'll stay with them until you can see the end of the day. What's the end? Don't nothing for going to who court and represented. They are better to be represented there. Not there for us. They're not there for us. What we see, what must kill all of them? Or was trying to realize they will betray us. For what reason? Thank you.
Thanks, man, CC. Let me get to my Elena quickly. And it's been long. She's not been too okay for the woman. And you can't take politics away from them. This is what we have caused for this country. We put our woman in the politics now. Anyone has sick there said it still won't be easy.
Baby, how you doing?
Great to hear from you. We're doing
fine. Thank you, Papa, for everything.
Oh, no.
Thank you. You know the car fly people plenty in our hostel. They plenty there.
Yeah.
What a surprise are they? There are other men who for that sound for who went out of the country.
Yeah.
Look at Prince Josie, eh? Oh, that for nothing you won't blame. Oh, look at what Prince Josie that son. Did that son? Did that son? Oh, that for nothing you won't blame. Oh, so that plenty of the thing here, beneath you say you're moving a man. You don't even know where you're moving a man for. And God will make your shame. And you know, Abby, one thing I level you let it fat, you left for put on the fat. That bacana baby thing where you play today. My children myself or Kenny I was there. Or in the area I put a radio also. That's smarty. That's smarty. Look at for Nati. That woman was there for Baka. But that woman went to Fonati house. And Fonati accepted her.
Yeah.
Fonati put her outside.
That's what she said. She said.
I know what she got from there. What time she thought something about the people now, the people that she backed. You see her hiding her? She feeling a pain. She feeling it. The person that was there for Baka, that was talking that day, she wanted to go off today, she turned around. Because she know what's up. And I want to tell Fonati, my son give me chance. Fonati, people will come to you and say, for the sake of Liberia, don't do it. Because that what they will do, they will say that the tension they will put on you, so you will agree. As Winston Bloody said. And that what they will do, so Fonati, you learn me. You learn me, you counselor, you know law. You know when teacher teach child, the child can be more than the teacher. Yes, so I want to tell him not to move. Nobody more fool him.
Okay.
Nobody more fool him. People teaching all money while we eating. We don't get our children not going to school and not insane in the country, the whole country things. And they teaching all money for nonsense. Excuse for expression. Prince Johnson for him going to the head. That fanatic here in there. Bye, my son.
Thanks, man. Wish you all of the best. And let me get on to this one again. Our moms are speaking. Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, good evening, Godson. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, oh man.
This is my water people defender calling from the city.
Let's hear from you, man.
Yeah, I want to tell you, thank you this evening for your topic. I want to ask Justin one question. The time Prince Justin was signing a document in the country, when he was signing a document, they said Justin will bring war in the country and Francis Kofa was part of it. Francis Kofa was part of it. All when we were breaking the war, when we were killing people, they didn't know that they were going to face justice. They didn't know they were going to go, they didn't know that they were coming to camp, they were going to face justice. That today you put in bring on Francis Kofa. That's why you supporting Nima Baran for them to go against Francis Kofa. You wouldn't see. We were the supporter for our party. I want lawmakers there. We try to take them. They mob all together. The so-called black they together. They're not doing that where people work. They say they hold it together. Then I want lawmakers they hold together. I want deputy speaker Thomas Fala. Nothing was shaky. He must stand for the party. We suffer with them. We suffer with AB. So also we be rejected by our own family for the party business, for the people business. Let them hold together. Seriously, I'm telling you, I lied to you, AB. My family they reject me for the party. My husband left me for the party. Today. So I can tell people today. I'm sick of moral suffering. Talking behind the party. People hear me talking every day. Let us stand together. And nobody expect the grace of God. So I'm flatting my hand clear. So I'm letting you know better, let you know clean. Why we happy? Who name my son?
Thanks, man, for your contribution, boys. So let me just pick you, then I'll pick others, then I'll close. And then I have to get going because the cash giveaway that always extend my time is not too active. Even the Lone Star land that is open, people not even and are using it this way to get through. I don't know what's happening, and I'm trying. Hello, how you doing? Boys, so let's listen to you. Yeah, I feel so bad for my people. Yeah.
Thank you for the show, brother. Thank you. Maybe we are working, and if the two representatives from Grand County, more especially Lady Marie, we already sent her name to the U.S. Congress and send her video in there so they can censure her and deport her children to her. Then she wants Liberia to be corrupt. We will show them lesson along with Jeremiah Stokan. Well, we want to say this, AB, that Francis Kofa will not resign. If they want to say because of peace sake, then Baka should go because of peace sake and let have different election. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious.
That's true.
If you say the speaker should go for peace sake, let Baka go for peace sake because the people are suffering. So let Baka leave.
That's true.
Look at the massive corruption, like the one you were supposed to talk about today. You didn't talk about it. Look at what happened. They were additional money. During the CDC talk, they were all allegations. All the government corrupt. You couldn't see fact. but they were just running around with it. But today, under the regime, you can see checks. You can see money moving. They say, oh, CDC used to do, and they can go collect money to the bank to cash. What you are doing now? Now, rag you're putting in the bed. Now, rag you're sharing around.
So don't leave it poor, man.
Well, thank you for having me. The speaker will not resign.
Okay.
When I peace it, everybody will go. The entire legislature will go for a peace it with a new election.
All right. So thanks to all of you for the time. Today is Thursday. We had anticipated and doing what we could, but tomorrow, the weekend jackpot, we expected to be on. And I so hope so that we could go on with it. And thanks so much to all of you for the time. Great moments for our country. Let's keep praying for our country. Let's keep supporting one another. Peace should reign at the end of it. Monarchy is nowhere. It is going to be tested to the end. Child Bronskin did. Monarchy is going to do same. Remember, we are right here and there must be precedent set. No one is going to remove unless you get a 49. If you get a 49, go and sit in the very area you're supposed to sit, try and test it. You can run away with it. That's why it is. Thanks so much to all of you for the time. You have a pleasant time. Bye-bye.